Many kids and especially teenagers that I see tell me that they skip breakfast in the morning for a variety of reasons. I want to tell you today why breakfast is so important and what happens when we don't eat breakfast. So, what you're looking at right now are two clocks. On the side here, the 7 o'clock, right? Let's just say that this is the last time at night that you have something to eat. So, let's say it's Monday night and at 7 o'clock you had dinner. And then you did your homework and you got ready for bed and you went to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, let's say you wake up at 7 a.m. for school. So this is the same clock. So now you're up at 7 a.m. So you ate at 7 p.m., you went to sleep, all this time passed by, and now it's 7 a.m. So now it's been 12 hours since you've had something to eat. Literally, breakfast is two words put together, break and fast. You're supposed to eat in the morning to break the fasting that you just did, basically for 12 hours, because you're not supposed to be eating here in the middle of the night. Now, let's say you skip that breakfast. You don't break that fast. So 7 turns into 8, 8 turns into 9. Here you're already at school. You're going through your day. You're learning so much between these hours. And then let's say your first opportunity to have food is right here at 12, lunch. Now, if you didn't eat breakfast and you're not going to eat anything in the morning until lunch, you're going to go first that 12 hours from 7 to 7, and then 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 hours a day without food. Let's say you just had morning snack here at 9 or 10. Let's say you're in elementary school and you get morning snacks. So you're going to have a snack at 10. Still, if you didn't eat breakfast, you went all the way around to 7. So 12 hours, 13, 14, 15. So that means 15 hours out of a 24-hour day, you're not eating any food. So guess what happens for the remaining 9 hours that are left in the day? Well, you're more likely to be super hungry because your body's going to condense all its eating into that short amount of time. And you're more likely to crave by 10 o'clock or by 12 o'clock, you're more likely to crave the foods that are more sugary or going to give you some instant energy. But the worst part is what's happening here in the morning when you go to school and you don't eat breakfast. So that really can impact your school performance. So there's been a lot of research about why breakfast is important, and kids who don't eat breakfast have poorer school performance and more difficulties with concentration. Now, imagine you're super hungry, right? You're sitting in class, it's boring, you hate math, whatever's happening, and you're hungry. Okay, that's not going to make it very easy to learn. It can also lead to worse behavior, right? Because if you've ever gotten hangry, or seen your child get hangry, you understand you're low blood sugar, you're low resources, you're probably tired because you don't have the energy from not having breakfast. So you're in a bad mood and low energy. Studies suggest that kids who eat breakfast are more likely to maintain a healthy weight. And this is because when we eat on a schedule throughout the day, we're less likely to get too hungry. When we get too hungry, we're more likely to sneak, to snack, to want to eat those high sugar foods. But the other piece is that let's say we're low energy because we didn't eat breakfast. It's going to be very hard to encourage your child to exercise or do their physical activity if they're exhausted because they're low energy. So if we want them to come home from school and go play outside and they've barely eaten all day, they're going to not have that energy to do that. And they're going to come home from school absolutely starving. So this is going to be a list of the excuse busters. I always put in some excuse busters in my workshops, and that's because I've been doing this for so long with teenagers and children that they tell me all the reasons why they can't eat breakfast. And the number one is I don't have enough time. Hear it all the time, right? I have to get up, I have to get ready for school, I have to get to the bus, and I just don't have enough time. So here are some tips for that. One, prepare something in advance the night before. A lot of people like these egg muffins that you can make in a muffin tin that are just eggs and veggies or cheese that you could just leave in the refrigerator and grab and go. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. If you truly don't have enough time in the morning to sit down and eat breakfast, it literally takes 5 to 10 minutes to eat something. Or have an on-the-go option. So if you're running to the bus or getting in the car, Even though it's not mindful, I would rather you eat something than nothing. So have an on the go option. But make sure that your option is focused on protein and whole grains so that they're energy, their power foods. They are energy boosters and not energy drainers, right? We definitely don't want to have certain foods that are going to be high in sugar and not give us any energy for the day. So those would be things like high sugar cereals, muffins, any kind of sweets, really high sugar yogurt, juice smoothies. We've talked about this before. We really want to have something like eggs or dairy or nuts or seeds or high fiber, 100% whole grain breads and cereals. So we're going to avoid the battery drainers in the morning because that also is going to lead to some poor energy and poor concentration in school. Unfortunately, some of the school provided meals, if your child gets breakfast at school, can sometimes be on this list. I've seen kids go to school and get offered breakfast, and it is muffins or croissants or cinnamon buns. And these are the types of food that really are treats and desserts, and they're being offered for breakfast. We definitely want to try to stay away from those if we can and focus more on, like I said, the protein, whole grains, fruit. The most important thing you can do as a parent here is role model these behaviors. So if you're an adult that has become accustomed to skipping breakfast for whatever reason, sitting down and having something for breakfast shows your child that that's a good way to start the day.